Did you know that one of America's most famous generals was once offered command of the entire Union Army, yet chose instead to lead the opposing side? This is the story of Robert E. Lee, a man whose life still sparks debate more than 150 years later. Born on January 19, 1807, in Stratford Hall, Virginia, Robert Edward Lee grew up in a family full of Revolutionary War legacy, but also financial struggle. His father, Light Horse Harry Lee, had been a war hero, but poor choices left the family nearly bankrupt. Young Robert learned early the values of discipline, duty, and honor. At age 18, Lee earned an appointment to West Point, where he quickly stood out. He graduated second in his class, without receiving a single demerit. He began his career as an Army engineer, building forts and roads, and soon gained a reputation as a quiet, brilliant officer. Lee's first major test came during the Mexican-American War in the 1840s. He scouted dangerous terrain, slipped behind enemy lines, and helped secure key victories for General Winfield Scott, who later called Lee the very best soldier I ever saw. In the years that followed, Lee served as superintendent of West Point, shaping many young cadets who would later fight on both sides of the Civil War. He also served on the western frontier and became tied to the legacy of George Washington through his marriage to Mariana Custis. Then came 1861. As the nation moved toward war, President Lincoln, through General Scott, offered Lee command of the Union Army. But Lee refused. Though he opposed secession, he said he could not fight against his home state of Virginia. When Virginia joined the Confederacy, Lee reluctantly followed. Lee soon took command of the Army of Northern Virginia, becoming the Confederacy's most famous general. He won major battles such as Second Bull Run, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville, earning admiration for his daring strategies. But he also made costly decisions, most famously the failed Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. By 1865, after months of siege and dwindling resources, Lee met Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, where he surrendered, effectively ending the Civil War. After the war, Lee encouraged Southerners to rebuild peacefully. He became president of Washington College, now Washington and Lee University, and dedicated his final years to education and healing. Robert E. Lee died on October 12, 1870, at age 63. His legacy remains one of the most debated in American history, admired by some for his military skill and criticized by others for fighting for a Confederacy built on slavery. So, did you know the full story of Robert E. Lee?